Hey, her gon' keep a banger for you.
Hey everyone, and welcome to SITV. My name is Sierra Artemis, and I am your host. Guys, be sure to check me out on Facebook. Make sure you like my Facebook page, that's Sierra Artemis TV. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, that's Sierra Artemis, and turn on your notifications. The purpose of SITV is to highlight minority businesses, creators, and entrepreneurs in hopes to inspire people like you to go out and chase your goals and your dreams. Our guest today is a triple threat. She is a creator of the SuperBeauty brand, a graphic designer, and she is also a singer and songwriter, the multi-talented TiffanyJ with me today. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing wonderful today. How are you?
I'm doing well. So thank you for joining me. You have your hands filled. So how are you balancing it all? How are you balancing everything?
To tell you the truth, I don't know.
Hey,
But
honest answer.
I just try to stay focused. I try not to be deterred by anything negative. So, I think I'm pretty good with setting goals and making sure that I achieve them regardless of what it takes to get it done. I'm
Mhm.
always a big stickler for if I say I'm going to do something, then I need to do it. So, regardless of what it takes, I'm all about finishing what I start.
That's good. So are you like you have like a schedule, you keep everything organized and you just go with it.
To be honest, I've been a big procrastinator. But I
It's okay, me
do
too.
like to keep a schedule of some sort. I keep a schedule of everything that I have to do with other people. I don't
Mhm,
necessarily schedule the things that I'm working on during my own time, which I think would
mhm.
probably help. But I literally put everything on my calendar from cookouts to somebody's birthday dinner. I have to put all of that on my calendar because if I rely just on my mind, I'm going to forget. So I try to
Listen, I'm
keep
the same way.
schedule, but I don't necessarily have a daily schedule or the same thing happening every week. Every day is different.
Yeah, and you have three different brands. So let's talk a little bit about your music. So you have a drive-through docu concert coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So 2020, as we all know, COVID came and changed our lives in the way that we knew it. So I spent a lot of 2020 doing live stream concerts
Mm,
as a way to continue performing to an audience. So I spent the time after doing the first couple, I was like, why not do one that just features my music? Because I was used to doing shows with my music a little bit, but I was doing a lot of cover songs. So I
mm,
wanted to create something where I'm just performing my music. And since that time, we basically created a documentary. I call it a docu concert that kind of journals my songwriting process and how I create music, how I rehearse music, and that kind of thing. So it's a docu concert film, and it releases on my birthday officially
ooh.
March 25th. But we are doing an in-person premiere. So every time I release a book or I release an album or anything, we always have a release party. And I didn't want this time to be different just because of COVID.
Mm,
So trying to be COVID conscious and still socially distanced, I had the idea to do a drive-in movie theater. So we'll have a 20-foot screen outside of Kiki's Chicken and Waffles on Park Lane Road this Tuesday. And it's a ticketed event, but it's family friendly. So we'll be in our cars, for real drive in where you'll turn your radio dial to a certain FM station to hear the audio in your
oh, you
car while
went
you're
into
watching
depth.
it. Yeah, like we're for real driving movie. We'll have outside speakers as well, but we will have the transmitter to the FM station so you can catch the audio inside of your car, just so people can understand that it's safe to come. We do welcome people if you want to bring lawn chairs and be outside of your car. We just ask that if you step outside of your car, you still wear a mask. So I'm super excited about this. I've been working on it since July of 2020, and
Wow.
I'm just happy that it is done by my original goal date, which was my birthday. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So guys, if you're looking at the flyer that's right here, that's Tuesday, that's March 23rd, 2 days before her birthday, her actual birthday.
Yeah.
Guys, those tickets are $20 per vehicle. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can pre-order your tickets on soulbirdsessions.eventbrite.com. So I'm gonna leave that up there for a little bit. So who is all involved in this project? Who's all involved in this project?
Okay, so a lot of people. So I'm gonna first shout out my band. This band has literally done pretty much every live stream event with me. Um, this past quarantine, and since the picture is up, I'll just kind of introduce them from
Okay.
left to right. Kneeling down on the floor is my drummer, my brother Roderick Johnson. He is also one of my newest producers. He produced my song "I Love You, Black Man," which I released during 2020. Um, Standing up next to him, we call him the Salt in a group of Pepper, but it's John, but it's John, not Jonathan, not a great lead guitarist. He's really cool to work with. Next to him is my dear friend TJ Antonio Mackey. Next to him is my brother Chip. He is the MD and the main keyboardist for my event. He's been playing with me for a good 5 years now, as well as Rod, my drummer. And then on the end, we have Mr. Rodney Foster, who is the bass player who I've actually known longer than anybody else on the band. But together they make an awesome killer band. And as you can see, I made them wear shirts with my name on it. So
So the Tiffany
it's
J
always
band.
cool. Yeah, it's well, for purposes of being logistically correct, they are not the Tiffany J band. They are free agents. They can play for anybody.
Okay.
But they really are really solid, and they take direction well. And they are open to listening to me and respect me as an artist and a musician, even though I don't play an instrument.
That's awesome. So what songs can we expect to hear and see in this docu concert? So you did
Wow.
mention I Love You Black Man. That's one of my favorites, that and Morning Coffee. So what else can we expect to listen? What can we expect to hear and see?
So definitely both of those. You will hear
Woo!
songs from my very first EP, which came out in 2014.
Wow, you took it
You'll
back.
hear stuff from my first album, Evolving, which came out in 2016, and stuff from my latest project that came out in 2019. So, songs like My Sunshine, there's a lot of songs in here.
Awesome.
We have three versions, three concert performances that are included in this docu concert, as well as rehearsal footage, and behind the scenes interviews and things like that. So it's a
That's
lot of
awesome.
Tiffany J music. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about some of your songs specifically. And like we
Okay.
mentioned, I Love You Black Man. One of my favorite songs, I think is definitely appropriate for the time. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to write that song, because you are a singer and songwriter and you did write this song. So tell us a little bit
Right.
about why you wrote this song.
And just to piggyback off of that, every song that is featured in every song that I've put out, I wrote. I know a
Mm,
lot of artists don't write all of the music, but I've written all of my music. I co-wrote one song that I put out, but everything else I wrote every lyric. Um, but I Love You Black Man was inspired to create as a result of the George Floyd incident. And at the time, I had just shot my music video for my song, My Sunshine, but it hadn't released
mm,
yet. So I was trying to figure out how to tie in a message to give praise to the Black man. I wrote a poem and I was trying to figure out how a way to kind of tie it into what I was already doing, but it wasn't working. So I
mm,
was led to create that poem into an actual song, and I bought production, a track for it, and back to my brother Rod, my drummer. He randomly texted me one day and was like, "Check this out," and it was a beat he was working on, and I was just like, I think what I already wrote kind of flows with this. So I kind of just trashed what I had already paid for and went with his track, and we kind of built it, and I finished writing the song. And I'm a big fan and I'm a mentee of Angie Stone. So I know
mm.
we all love Black Brother. It's a legendary classic song,
Right,
but it's been couple decades since that song has come
right,
out. I just really felt that it
right.
was time for another song, simply saluting the Black man for who he is, showing him love without saying, you need to do this better, or you need to do that better, or y'all need to stop doing this. Simply, I love you for who you are and know that I have you back.
I love it. I love it. So, guys, if you want to check out more music from Tiffany J, she's everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere you can download music. You can find songs like I Love You, Black Man, Morning Coffee, and Goliath, which we're actually going to be featuring at the end of the show today. So, you did say that Angie Stone was your mentee, and you talked a little bit about her being inspiration. So, who else inspires you musically, and what made you want to pursue music?
Wow. So I will have to answer that and say my mom. I think
Wow.
as a little girl growing up in church, I absolutely adored how people flocked to my mom after church saying, "Oh, you blessed me so when you sung." I just loved her impact on the people receiving it. And I
Mm,
think I wanted to grow up and make people feel the same way. I always credit her as one of my first music teachers. So definitely my mother. And it's real tricky to say this right now, but anyway, one of my biggest influences musically is Kurt Franklin. Um, Kurt Franklin is really the reason why I'm saved today. Um, Kurt Franklin is just a musical genius.
And
And
is.
I'm an absolute fan of Kurt Franklin. I love soul 70s music. So like the Motown sound and the Commodores and the Whispers and Jackson 5, Supremes, Temptations. Like that's my type of music. The stylistics, that's my genre.
Your family gatherings must be lit.
Yeah, that's my genre. So yeah, family gatherings is always karaoke. You're gonna hear some Gladys Knight, you're gonna hear some Supremes, you know. So that's the type of music I absolutely love. However, I'm a big fan of people like Jasmine Sullivan,
Same.
Music Soul Child. So I just like music with substance that feels good. I like feel good
Mm.
music. Feel good music.
Awesome, awesome. So, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, we did mention that Goliath is going to be aired at the end of the show today. It's also a part of your docu-series. So, I want to talk a little bit about this song specifically since we're going to be playing it at the end of the show. So, what
Okay.
is the message behind this song, and why did you choose this title?
Wow. So Goliath that you all are going to see is there is a different version of the performance in the docu series. So that's what you
Wow.
have as a tease. Um,
Woo.
so yeah, it's like an exclusive. It was something that didn't make the cut, but we redid it. So you got,
Mhm.
something fresh and exclusive. But when I was finishing or nearly finishing my last album, Epiphany 325, I went to Facebook and I asked people, give me some song titles or topics to talk about. Because
Mhm.
I need like two more songs to finish my album. And my mom said the theme of I can do anything. And during that time, April is Poetry Awareness Month. And every
Oh wow,
April,
I
I
didn't know
try
that.
to write a poem every day of the month. And I had just wrote a poem a few days before that. Um, it said something like, they say this one thing, but I say this. It's like I'm saying contrary to what people believe. And I literally took that concept and actually those words and created my song Goliath. Um, from the idea of I do anything, regardless of what situation, what person, what circumstance, what illness comes at you that seemingly seems bigger than you still have the power to defeat it if you believe in yourself. So Goliath, if you are a biblical head, you know that the story
Right.
of David and Goliath and how
Giant.
David defeated Goliath, even though Goliath was a giant. Is that's definitely who Goliath is in the song. Is this giant that visually appears bigger than you, but you have enough power to knock it down. So, if I can quote the lyrics, it says, Goliath, I'm coming for you. Can't you hear? I said, I'm coming for you. Your Aggie energy will never kill me. I'm prepared to knock you out, shoot you down while still wearing my crown. So, Goliath is a really powerful song, and I hope you all enjoy it when you hear it.
I gotta create me a motivational playlist and put that song on it for sure,
Oh
for sure.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely get you started, especially if you're having if it's like a test day or interview day or something. You got to feed, you got to get yourself pumped up. It's definitely a song that's like get you going. I can do this. I got it.
So what is one of your favorite songs on this on the at the docu concert? Because I know you have a ton of songs and you can't just narrow that down. But what about for the docu concert? And how many songs are featured in the docu concert?
So I think there are 16 or 17 songs featured, but
Okay.
10 are fully performed. So there are 10 concert songs, but we have instances where there are clips of other songs throughout it. But my favorite song of the 10 that are performed, it changes almost every day. But Chasing Ghost is actually my
Mm,
favorite on my last album, and I think it's my favorite on the docu concert series. As we were reviewing it last week, me, my sister, my stepbrother, and my cousin, who serve as like my logistics team, my stepbrother was like, "This seemed like an altar call," because I had like a talking moment in the middle, and it basically says how, and this is what the song says: we sometimes start chasing dead situations and dead
mm,
circumstances and dead relationships, things that need to stay dead, but we keep waking them up
mm,
and we force ourselves to live in horror. but for why? Like if something is dead, let it stay dead. So
Amen.
there's a talking moment in that song, and I can literally see my body language, how it just kind of resonated with me. At the same
Mm,
time, I pushed through the show. So literally an hour after I was done, not even 10 minutes down the road from leaving the place, I threw up. I was sick. I was extremely sick. I felt it maybe three songs before we ended. This was the second to the last song we did. And I'm a newly celiac disease diagnosis.
mm,
I was diagnosed with celiac disease back in October, and I can't eat gluten anymore.
mm,
Earlier that day, I ate some hot dogs, but I looked at the label to make sure there wasn't no gluten in it. I didn't read any, but obviously it didn't sit well with me. And I
mm,
literally threw up. I couldn't even get home before I threw up. I had to pull over, not even a mile down the road, but I pushed
man.
through the song, and not to say me being sick helped, but just to see how I pushed through and still delivered. I think is one of my of this night.
That's definitely a testimony, not just the song, but the situation that happened and
Yeah,
transpired afterwards. That is
yeah,
insane. So, how long is the docu concert
yeah.
too? Like the time frame.
It is 1 hour and 46 minutes, so it's a full feature
Okay.
length film.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's
Yep.
awesome. Uh, Um, you know what? And it's crazy that you mentioned celiac disease because I saw that on your page, and I hate to go back and forth so
Uh huh.
weirdly, but I was thinking about it just now,
No,
and
you
I'm
fine.
just like, I know how that. I don't know, but I can't imagine how that must be to eat a certain way for a long time, and now you have to completely change your eating habits. But have you felt better since you've changed your eating habits?
Definitely. One of the significant changes, positive changes that I have had, because I'm a diabetic too, but I've had diabetes for 13 years.
Hmm.
But one of the positives from not eating gluten is, and I'm sure women are watching, but it's a significant decrease in my menstrual cramps. I literally
Oh,
had
wow.
horrible menstrual cramps pretty much all my life, but the last 3 months, I had to like sit down and be like, I ain't had no cramps this month. And then it happened again. I was like, it has to be,
Like, is it
yeah,
him?
it's like it has to be the gluten. So the lack of me eating gluten has made that has really been better for me, because man, feeling like I'm about to die every month because of menstrual cramps,
Mm,
like in
I
severe
know the
pain.
feeling. I used to have to get
So
wheeled out of school, and they would tell me
yeah,
go
like
home,
people
just
used to
go,
think I'd
don't
be
come to
carrying
school.
on, right?
Yeah.
Carrying on. Like, no, I am hurting. And what's crazy is when I got diagnosed with celiac disease, one of my symptoms was feeling like I had menstrual cramps all the time.
Mm,
So I went to the doctor because like I got these stomach cramps. My cycle isn't on. Like, what is going on? And that's what I ended up being diagnosed with. But me not
wow.
eating gluten, I have not had stomach cramps at all since I cut gluten completely out of my diet.
Okay. I
So if
mean,
you're
that's
looking for
crazy.
a way to naturally, yeah, naturally see about, getting rid of cramps, I would say try to not eat gluten maybe the week before your cycle is supposed to come on and see if it makes a difference. It's probably different for everybody, but that definitely was a healthy change for me. Also, it allowed me to come off of my insulin medication like a week and a half ago.
Woo!
So since November, I've dropped 20 pounds. I'm only on a weekly injection pen with diabetes. I have a awesome A1C, which is like an average blood sugar kind of rate.
Mhm.
I had a 5.3. So like I've had some really healthy lifestyle results as in effect of me being diagnosed with celiac disease.
Well, look at it as a blessing in the storm. Goodness gracious. And
Definitely.
you've had a few blessings in the storm in this season. I've
Yeah.
seen. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna kind of backtrack a little bit. So let's talk a little bit
Okay.
about your graphic design business. So of the three, this one is your oldest baby. So did you design all the graphics for your upcoming event? Do you do all of your graphics for your projects?
I did. So I always do all of my graphics. The thing about me doing my graphics though, my stuff's always last minute. Like literally my event is Tuesday. The flyer came out less than a week before the event. And so I did like the movie poster and everything. I actually am the editor of my docu-concert film. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah, I didn't film, but I edited the whole project. So that was a tedious
Wow.
task in itself.
Oh, I
So
know.
yeah, so
That-
that's why I'm
how,
like,
how long did you have to wait to export? Because I know with my hour, it's 3 hours. You probably had to do like 6 hours worth of exporting with all
really?
the. That's
Well,
crazy.
no, I want to say the last export of the full film, it probably took, I don't know, I don't think it's over an hour and a half.
Oh, well, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, my
Okay.
rendering. Now then you got to upload it to Dropbox or wherever you upload it. That's another, hour or
Mm-hmm.
so. But yeah, it was about an hour and a half, I think, to render for the feature film at 1080p.
Okay, awesome. So let me ask you this. I think this is a very, very important question. So
Okay.
if you miss, which you shouldn't, nobody should miss this event on Tuesday at
Uh-huh.
6:30 in Kiki Chicken and Waffles parking lot. You don't want to miss this. But if you miss it and you want to see it, will you have a way for people to see it after the event? We're gonna say way down the line because you need to
Definitely.
come see it.
Yeah. You need to come see it, but if you can't, definitely. So the thing is, if you come see it and you want to purchase it or rent it afterwards, you get a discounted rate on the purchase or rental. The film officially digitally released on my birthday. So two
Okay.
days after the event, it'll be released on March 25th. And I am selling it for $19.99. You can watch it. It's through a Vimeo platform, so you can hook it up to
Okay.
Fire Stick. I think they came off of Roku, but you can still like stream it to your TV and that kind of thing. But purchase is $19.99 or 48-hour rentals are $4.99. So yeah, so if you can't come and you still want to support, because I'm trying to monetize off the project,
Right.
if you want to
Understood.
support, rent it or buy it, you can do either or starting March 25th. And if you come, you get a discounted rate on the purchase up until March 31st. Or you can rent it for free if you come to the premiere up until March 31st. So if you want to just
Awesome.
watch it again real quick, you can rent it for free using a promo code that'll be given to attendees.
Okay, awesome. And guys, again, you can pre-order those tickets for Tuesday. It's at the bottom of the screen. That is soulbirdsessions.eventbrite.com. So what is Soulbird Sessions? So where'd you come up with that? I think of soul. So but where did you come up with the idea for that spelling and for Soulbird Sessions?
I'm glad you asked that because it's
Woo!
Soul Bird as in SOLBIRD. So the name of my music company is Soul Bird Entertainment.
Okay.
Prior to having the name of my music company, people would call me like Soulful Soul Bird,
Mm-hmm.
SOUL. And when I was trying to come up with a name for my business, Soulful Songbird was in my head, but I just felt like it was too long. So I slept
Mm,
on it and just tried to brainstorm. And something that said Soulbird. The reason I spell it SOL is for a couple different reasons. So mainly my tagline as an artist, I like to say that I present a soulful approach to melodic art. I'm always known
ooh.
as a soul singer. That's the genre I choose. Um, but SOL has two different meanings, literally. SOL means sun. It's the
Mm-hmm.
prefix term that means sun, and it is also the prefix or the G tone in a major scale. I know when we were kids, a lot of
Ooh,
us
do re
learned
mi fa sol la ti
solfege.
do.
Right. So
Okay.
solfege is spelled SOL. And that G tone, that fifth one, we used to say soul. Teachers didn't really embed into us. It's soul. It's not soul.
Mm-hmm.
Do re mi fa soul.
Mm,
It's soul. So with the musical meaning behind it and the fact that it means sun, I always want my music to wake up souls. And like when we hear about
Ooh,
when we wake
you
up in the morning,
deep.
just I am a little deep. When we wake up in the morning, when the sun wakes us up, naturally we hear birds chirping. And we call those birds singing. We call them songbirds. You know,
I got chills, girl. You
so
preaching.
I wanna be the soul bird, yeah. So that's why Soul Bird Sessions is spelled that way, but it's derived from my business name, Soul Bird Entertainment.
Okay, awesome. I love it, girl. You deep. We need to have some conversation outside of here. All right, so we're going to switch gears a little bit. I do want to talk about your third and final brand that you focus on right now. So,
Uh-huh.
switching gears to Super Beauty. So, how are things going with her?
Super Beauty, I miss being so forefront with Super Beauty. I
Hmm.
think COVID snatched that from me. I allowed COVID to snatch it from me. I put it that way.
Mm.
I absolutely loved going to schools. I used to do pep talks and taking my Super Beauty mascot. We would read our book, perform some songs, do a confidence runway walk. I absolutely loved that. But lately we released our third book in our series called Tells Super Beauty a Secret. Sunny is another character that was introduced in our first book, Super Beauty Saves the Day. And Sunny has autism. So Super Beauty
Mm.
is there to help her accept who she is, even though that's the secret she's been holding. She's letting her know that it's okay to be how you are. Just accept yourself first because we're going to accept you. So that's our third book in the series. I have done like some virtual readings. I actually have one coming up Monday with the organization called Burst Books on their IG
Okay.
platform. So we're doing like virtual readings we've done. Uh, that's pretty much all we've done during COVID. We've done like some birthday parades with the mascot, but I'm trying to plan a bigger like comeback. We're just kind of
I
settled right now, but I've been doing like some virtual book readings when school show up. So
Okay. And guys, if you're looking at the screen, that is the Super Beauty plush doll. She
yes,
has a ton of phrases. How many phrases does she have?
over 20. I believe it's
Whew.
24.
Okay. Okay. And you just introduced a brother to her,
Yes,
and that's
so her
Handsome
brother is Handsome
Hero.
Hero. Yep.
H squared. I learned that.
So yeah, I'm super excited about one of my goals before COVID was to introduce his mascot character. So hopefully that'll be one of the next things we bring into play once we open back up and can go back into schools and do in-person events so we can have both characters as mascots. Just so people can enjoy them in their presence.
Okay. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna to put up. So I have Tiffany J's Instagram handle up there. I'm gonna put up the Super Beauty brand at the bottom of the screen. So guys, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that's iamsuperbeauty.com. It has everything that is included in the Super Beauty brand. That includes Handsome Hero, all the books, all the plush dolls. It's a wonderful picture. This is a wonderful picture of you and
Thank
both
you.
of your plush dolls right there. And so for those of you that don't know, Super Beauty is a character that was created to kind of help with self-esteem and anti-bullying. Tell us a little bit more about what inspired you to create her.
Yeah, so when I was 12, I actually attempted to commit suicide. And a lot of the things that I do now, from the process of writing my very first book, which was not a children's book, are all purpose to help people find their individual purposes in life. So I'm really big on helping people build confidence and being comfortable with who they are. But I also run an organization called the Beauty You Are Boot Camp. And it's
Mm,
a summer camp that I hold for girls ages 6 through 17 every summer. When I wrote my first book, I kind of realized that it would surpass the reading level of those mentees. So I wanted
mhm.
to create something that could cater to them. And that's where the idea of Super Beauty came about. And it really just started with the children's book series idea. I knew I wanted to have a mascot if I had a children's book. But
Mhm.
me shopping for a mascot, I was introduced to the idea of plush dolls. And it was just this one random company emailed me and was like, turn your character into a plush doll. And I was like, okay, let me, look more into it.
Right.
And I came about seeing how a lot of authors actually have plush dolls of their book characters. But being me, I wanted her to be different. I wanted her to serve a purpose
Right.
other than just being
At all.
a
Right.
doll. So I was like, oh, she got to talk. We're gonna call her the pep talker. Every time you squeeze her, she gonna pep you up. She gonna make you feel good about yourself because she doesn't necessarily need that from other people because she already gives it to herself. That's nothing she's lacking, but she has so much to give to other people saying, you're super dope. Don't let nobody tell you different. So I was like, she has to talk. So I kind of originated that idea. But it really stemmed from me just wanting to give the children that I was already reaching a product from me geared directly toward them.
I
So
love it.
it just really expanded since then. My dad kind of introduced the idea maybe you should give her a brother. And he
Mm.
gave me the name for him and it just kind of took off
It
from there.
flows.
So I'm excited about seeing what's next with her. I have ideas that have not yet surfaced. But I just want people to know the silence doesn't mean it's the end. We just
Right.
resting. COVID had everybody resting. I just so happen to take more advantage and more push with my music career during the
Mm.
quarantine than with Super Beauty.
Yeah, because a lot, all of these brands, they require a lot of you. They
They
require a
really
lot
do.
of your energy, and so I wouldn't say Super Beauty is not gone. She's still here. The brand is still
Right.
here. You're just focusing on another part of your brand right now. So you're still going. You're
Right.
still moving. Super Beauty is still there, guys. So guys, that's the Instagram handle for Super Beauty. That's I am Super Beauty. If you guys notice, Tiffany uses a lot of I am. It's the affirmation.
I
And
do.
yep. So at the bottom of the screen, that's Super Beauty brand is going to be again at iamsuperbeauty.com. Now I know you probably want to mention something about your affirmations, so let them know about your affirmations and why it's so important.
Well, and this is funny because literally before I got on this call, I was in mental health therapy, and we
Mm.
we ended talking about this past Saturday. I did a workshop with Girl Scouts. I do a lot of things with them, but I had the girls make affirmation jars or I jars, and basically I had them write at minimum 14 affirmations declaring whatever they been work is to pull something from that jar every day, read that affirmation, and if nothing else, they better make sure that affirmation is true their whole day. So if the affirmation they read says I'm friendly, they better make sure they're friendly all day.
Okay.
um, but I also let them know that we're human and some days we don't feel good about ourselves.
Mm.
So on those days, you have the opportunity to go to your affirmation jar and pull as many affirmations as you need to at that time to boost yourself up. Affirmations hold power. I always introduce myself as I am Tiffany J because I define who I am. I don't give anybody else that opportunity. So just my name holds weight and value about who all I encompass. And I'm just a big believer in affirmations. I declare, this about me. I do
Right.
that before I allow anybody else to. So yeah, affirmations are important. I encourage anybody that aren't using daily affirmations to start, whether you just go on
Mm.
YouTube and search a meditation affirmation thing and just sit there and take all of it
Mm.
in, repeat after the person talking. They build you up. Your words and your tongue has power.
That's awesome. Look, I'm gonna do a little product plug here, and I do have a Spotify channel where I have 2 minutes or less where I give a pep talk. It's called Pep Talks with Sierra, and I usually release them on
Okay.
Mondays to kind of help people get through the work week. So I have one out, and my second one is going to be out on Monday. So I'm gonna put that
Okay.
in here, guys. So make sure you look at that flyer there. But it's on Spotify, and I do put little snippets on Instagram too. But I need them Spotify listens. I need y'all to go to Spotify.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. Now, I do, before we wrap it up here, I do want to kind of piggyback off of something that you said. So we talked about affirmations, we talked about all of your brands, but one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned before we end it today is your style. You have such a unique style, not just musically, but you have your own style when it comes to your look. And the look to me is bold and it's confident. And coming from a place where you said that when you were younger, you know, you contemplated suicide, you know, you suffered with self-esteem, which is one of the reasons why, you know, you created the SuperBeauty brand and you were already mentoring. So what inspires you in your style? Like, what inspires your style?
Okay, disclaimer, y'all got me on an off day today, but I'm still fly.
You still fly. You still
uh,
fly.
uh, so I am just really visually creative. I like to express myself through clothing. If I feel a certain way, you can probably tell by how I dress. I love
Mm,
color. My tattoo even says living color. Like black and white to me is so low dimensional. I like to
mm,
have, I think things have multi levels and are multi-dimensional. And colors and patterns and out of season, in season things give you depth. Clothing isn't necessarily, I think I'm more so stylish than a fashion guru. I
mm.
more so am attracted to how things are put together and not necessarily what's in. So I'm a
Right.
big vintage and thrifter shopper. Um, I don't know. I think I've grown so much over the years with style that it's attractive to other people now. I can look
Mm,
back and I've always liked clothing and sneakers. I'm a big sneaker girl, but
mm,
I can remember like elementary and middle school, I used to save my allowance, well, not allowance, but like my report card money and stuff to
mm.
buy sneakers and clothes and stuff. And I was really kind of fly, but I had low self esteem. But looking back, I was like, yeah, I was like, I had
You were
almost every
dope.
pair of Saucony's.
You were
Like I
dope.
had purple Timberlands. Like so, I was like, I was pretty fly. I was like runner up for best dress in eighth grade superlative. So
Wow.
yes, clothing and style has always been my thing, but I've never followed trends. And I think that's what sets me apart because it's not anything, oh, I seen somebody else with a song, but you're not gonna see them wear it the way I'm gonna wear it. I pair stuff with stuff you wouldn't even think about pairing it with. I love mixing patterns. And some people have a struggle. This is just a free tip. Some people have
Taking
struggle with
notes.
mixing patterns. So the key to mixing patterns is not trying to match the pattern. That defeat the purpose. It's matching the colors in the patterns. So if you have a pattern that has red, green, and blue in it, and you have another pattern that's completely different that has blue and green in it, you can mix those patterns because the colors are connecting the dots. So you go for color matching in mixed patterns. That way they come across correctly and not just mixing random patterns. You have to find like the color chemistry uh
Okay.
there. So I love mixing patterns. I'm a blazer. I will rock a blazer with some sneakers any day of the week. I absolutely love blazers, especially printed blazers. I just love style. And I actually have another company that's called F'd Up by TiffanyJ. I just am not really vocal about it. I have an Instagram page and everything, but F'd Up is an acronym for eclectic, funky, freshly dressed. So it's EFF apostrophe D.
I told you,
F'd
deep.
Up by Tiffany J. So yeah, I've done like photo shoots. I've done personal thrifting for people. Like somebody can give me $50 and I come back with 5 outfits. So yeah, I like style. I like style. I like style. I love clothes. I have too many clothes. I have a whole bedroom that's just clothes and shoes.
Oh, wow.
So I don't need to buy
I just
more.
need your I need your advice. I need your artistic influence with clothing, everything.
Oh,
I need
definitely.
you.
I would
So you
love
do it
to.
all.
Now
Guys, she is
I
truly
love
a
what you have
superhero.
on now. I'm an absolute fan of leopard print. So I love what you have on.
Girl, I went through an animal print phase where I mean everything I had was animal print. That was me. I might have to bring it back because I feel like it's me. Like it's the energy, it's the strength of the animals that I wear. Yeah. It's fierce. You're right. And it's like but in my mind, I look at my closet, I have so many shoes and so many outfits, but nothing goes together. I'm like, but what do you really have?
Nah, you like, you can make them go together. You can make them go together.
We're gonna play around in there and see.
But
all right, guys, but go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, I agree with you. Yeah.
All right. Well, all right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up today. Don't forget, Tuesday, March 23rd at 6:30, we have Soulbird Sessions. It is a drive-through. Let me move that banner off so you can see. It's going to be at Kiki's Chicken and Waffles. If you are right here in the Columbia area, it's at 7:30. I've been saying 6:30, but the lot opens at 6:30. So be there early so you can get you a good a good parking spot. It's $20 per vehicle. The address to Kiki's Chicken and Waffles is right there. I'm gonna move that out of the way. That is 7001 Park Lane Road, Columbia 29223. You can get those tickets on Eventbrite. That's Soulbird Sessions, solbirdsessions.eventbrite.com. So let me move that off of the screen. And again, I want to thank you, Tiffany, for being with us today. TiffanyJ, no space. Thank you for sharing. So thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for being a superhero yourself, because just from hearing your stories, I mean, everything you have, you are an inspiration. You are the epitome of what CTV is aiming to do. You know, you inspire people. You're more than welcome. Thank you. You are inspiring people in every field that you have. You're juggling everything and you're handling everything so well. I mean, even on the outside, even if you don't feel like you're handling it all well on the inside, I think the outside, you cool and you covered and you colored with the colors, and no one sees it. And I think that in itself, it speaks volumes, you know, that strength that shows on the outside. So I want to thank you again for just checking out or just checking in with CTV.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. All right, guys. So don't forget to share this video, follow, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Show you better than I can tell you, but I'm here to serenade you today.
They say
wings allow you to fly.
I say
my dreams take me pretty high.
They say
birds rule the sky.
I say
I can too if I try.
They say
the sky is the limit.
But I say
ain't no boundaries to optimistic, limitless, powerful, free. That's how I identify with me. Yeah. So you can't take me out.
say.